What's going on, everybody? This is Tully from the Wrestling Junkies Podcast, best known as Tully from the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. I'm joined by the podcast dad himself, Chris Hibbs. Chips, how are we doing today?
Doing fantastic. I miss Eric already.
Love it. Oh, come on. What? What did I do?
You didn't do anything. Eric is my friend, and I miss him.
I appreciate that. He kind of misses you too, yeah.
No, he doesn't. Eric's mad at me.
Yeah, he does. how could he be mad? What did you do? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I think our other employee might have done something.
What, Bill? No, he's a sweetheart.
No, not Bill. I'm talking about your best friend and mine, Johnny.
My best friends are Junior and Ray Ray. Not to be confused with Chris, Calvin, Cool Chris, and Todd, yeah.
So why am I not Cool Chris?
I mean...
What the hell does that mean? All right. Tully, we're in for a good show. QR codes, tell your friends.
I'd like to think
Monday Night
we are.
Raw.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so again, hit that QR code in the top left corner. Like, share, subscribe. Little Birdie told me that you guys are only 24 followers away from 500 on Twitter, so congraties. Let's help them get there. So if you know one person that would like to listen to the Wrestling Junkies podcast, whether that is Mr. Cincinnati, whether that's the podcast dad, whether that's me, Tully, or whether it's Jackass Fan Frank, come on and join us. It's all a party.
Whoa. That is not very nice.
I may or may not have had a bad experience on Stump the Smart. It's okay.
You're going to be in the same room as him. You need to calm down.
I will. Sorry, he got a little under my skin today. I'm better.
He's an
now.
acquired taste. Yes.
Yeah. I know the feeling. That's like the first time I had barbacoa. Like, yeah, it's yeah, I get it.
I like barbacoa.
I do too now. It's delicious.
I'm not so bland now, am I? You jackass.
I didn't call you bland, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not Cool Chris. Monday Night Raw.
It's okay. It was super fun, right? Last live show of the year.
Yeah, that's something, Eric and I haven't talked about is they are giving, these guys, I think 2 weeks off for the holidays, which is something that they normally don't do. So that's really cool. That's one of the cool things that Triple H has been doing, giving time off, letting guys and gals request the time off and getting it. The big thing in wrestling is being worried about your spot, and it seems like that's not the issue anymore. It's kind of take care of yourself. So when you come back stronger than ever. Hopefully that's something, for Charlotte that that can happen, that she can take the time, rehab, get where she exactly needs to be, and then come back better than ever. She'll be around for a while, according to Sean Ross Sapp, who reported that she signed the most lucrative women's deal in the company ever. So she's there for the long term, and it's almost like in the NFL when you see someone sign a really big contract and then they get hurt. It's like, oh,
yeah,
that happens.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers as always to Joey B. Mr. Cincinnati, it's on his goal. It's one of his goals for 2024 to watch a Bengals game with Sean Ross Sapp, since he's also a huge Bengals fan. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, because that'll be good for the pod. Don't care about the Bengals, though. Great job.
Yeah, well, sorry that your team lost 3 games in a row. Whatever.
We're not talking about that.
Oh, really? How mean were you to Mr. Cincinnati earlier this year?
So,
When
J.D. McDonough and R-Truth in a street fight, the Miracle on 34th Street fight. R-Truth in this group is, I like it. Is that bad?
Not at all. Not at all. So, one thing that I noticed about this match is, this is a staple of the Holiday Raw every year, is the Miracle on 34th Street fight. This was probably the most competitive that this match has been. There was a lot more focus on the in-ring action. Yes, there were weapons spots. Yes, there was the comedic headbutt to the crotch spot. Super funny. But it still felt like a credible wrestling match. It was a fun way to open the show, I think. And R-Truth continues to show why he's future Hall of Famer.
R-Truth's amazing.
I don't think that anybody thought that this could, or should work, but he got Priest to break on TV. So yeah.
Well, he's what, 47?
49.
49?
Yeah.
Coming off he had 3 surgeries on that quad. And
really?
Yeah. And the fact that he's able to come back and do the stuff he does and still perform in the ring, that's Like, that guy's awesome. Like, and I don't think he gets enough credit for what he's done. If you take a look at his whole career in the WWE, like, he's been in the WWE for a long time and really done
Not to mention
whatever.
the first Black NWA World Champion.
That too, and like, he's done a lot in his career, and someone that I say this a lot, that we're going to take a look back and go, man, he did whatever they asked. He did it with a smile. He did whatever they needed. I mean, the 24/7 champion was pretty much his baby, and he, as much as we malign that title, like, he did a great job on it. So it's really a testament to him, and that's something that I think everybody can learn is, if they give you something, run with it, and you will get the TV time. Like, just embrace what you have, and they'll get behind you as long as you have a good attitude with it and commit to it to work.
Would it be fair to say that this could be some of the best work of R-Truth's career?
Let's let it breathe.
Executed properly?
Yeah, yeah. I would say let's let it breathe for a little bit. It's only been, 3 weeks so far, fair. But yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. Like, the best part of the Bloodline was when Sammy was trying to get in it. I don't see this one being as serious as the Bloodline, but, like, this gives Judgment Day something to do. It's that it brings a little levity to that group who I think needs it at times, and it keeps them busy until the Rumble. So I'm totally okay with everything I'm saying.
One more question before we move on to the next subject. Who wore the purple bandana better, J.D. McDonough or Michael Scott?
I got to go with Prison Mike.
All right.
Sorry, JD.
That's all right. I'm just lobbing softballs out there. That's all it is. Speaking of incredible runs, could these be Miz's best babyface run yet?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, yeah, it was a great match. Really, really good match. Like, I knew it wasn't going to happen, but at one point I was like, are they going to? Like, that's when you know it's a really, really good match, because there's no way Gunther was losing that title. But for a split second, I was like, oh my God, they're going to put it on The Miz. I thought it was going to happen. I did.
I mean, they like to rewrite those record books. I mean,
I know.
9 times ties a record. It's
I know. But Gunther needs to, we need to give him his praise. I mean, he's got to be on the short list for Wrestler of the Year. Yeah. Like, he is just, anything he touches is just fantastic. And, like, I can't remember the last time he had a bad match.
I mean, I certainly can't think of any of one in WWE.
No, like,
I don't know.
And look at his opponents. Like, he's had a Riddick Moss, he's had a Mustafa Ali, guys that have no momentum behind them, and he just pulls out a fantastic match and makes you care about him. Like, he is a star. I think he is a future star of that company. And when that time comes where he's going to get, that other gold belt, I think it's going to be a big deal.
Final boss mode in full effect, yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, I think that, especially with Miz, and that was a lot of the discourse on Twitter last night, is I think it's time that we can finally get rid of the Miz can't wrestle chatter.
Yeah.
I think that it's time.
That's been something we could have done a long time ago, though.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, is just no one does, because he's seen as the reality star. He is seen as that guy that is more the entertainment in sports entertainment. But when given the opportunity to shine, I mean, look at the main event he had with Rollins earlier this summer. I mean, that was also just as badass. Like, I think it's time to end that conversation. That should be our New Year's resolution in 2024. 1, eat more tacos. 2, leave the Miz alone. How about that?
I'm not gonna leave the Miz alone. I still don't like him because he lives that life, and I want to be him. But
you also have a wife and 2 kids. What's the problem? Anyway, congratulations. It gets out of.
This is not good podcasting. Keep going.
Congratulations to Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, excuse me, new women's team champion. New women's tag team.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop. Gotta stop.
All right, let me ask you this. Okay, did you expect those titles to change hands last night?
Pretty sure I said it on yesterday's show.
I don't know.
You didn't watch. You didn't watch.
Well, no, I was still out in the USA.
You were with Junior, Ray, and Cool Chris. Does Chris spell his name with a K?
No.
Okay, then Chris might be cool.
No, it's with a silent XH.
I don't know what that means.
XHRIS. That's how you spell the name.
You know, I did think it was going to happen because I think this is a good way to get the titles on the Kabuki Warriors. I didn't see them getting it off of Niven and Chelsea Green. I hope they keep Niven and Chelsea Green together. They need depth for that tag division. And yeah, seeing KC Squared winning it, I'm happy with it. They're a really good team. That's the one team in the division that feels like a team besides the Witches. And keep it going. Keep this division going. They got the full championship entrance and everything. Triple H is trying really hard to make these titles feel important. And did you know that Piper Niven and Chelsea Green have the second longest reign as the women's tag team champions?
I did not know that. Behind who? Is that Bayley and Sasha?
No, Kabuki Warriors.
Oh, duh. Okay.
So a nice little stat. I want them to keep Piper Niven and Chelsea Green together. I also want Chelsea Green to go on a singles run.
I want Piper Niven to go on a singles run too. So
I do.
Look at us agreeing on stuff today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how do you feel about the title switch? Taco, Tule.
So I'm excited about because here's something that we often overlook. Kaden and Katana have been a tag team for 5 years. Wow. I mean, there's no one else on the roster can sit 5 years.
Wow.
And I mean, there's a reason that they were the longest reigning NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. There's a reason that they are the only team to have held every set of women's tag team championships that WWE has had since they were first introduced in 2019. Remember, it was about 5 years ago today, or 4 years ago today, when they said, "Hey, we've been doing a not great job, and you guys are now the authority." And then that didn't last, and everything went back to the same. But anyway, while all of that changed, these two didn't. All they did was continue to improve their craft. They're insanely talented. They're insanely athletic. Their chemistry and charisma is undeniable. I would like to see them go on a run with these titles because I think the only knock that people could have against them right now is that the gimmick is they like to party. So do I, but we got to have layers to it. There's got to be depth, and there's got to be a love for more than just going to EDC and Lala and Bonnaroo and doing all that cool stuff. Are you going to the When We Were Young festival next year?
No, dude.
Sure, with that attitude.
My festival days are over. And it was louder than life. Rock on the Range. It wasn't Lala or Dula or whatever you said. I could see them holding the titles until Mania and having the Kabuki Warriors beat them at Mania. I think that will be your Mania program. You could throw Niven and Chelsea Green in there just to kind of do like a three-way to have them on the card because I think they do deserve to be on that card. One way or another, don't throw them into a battle royal or something stupid. I could see the three-way for the tag titles. You could also throw the Witches in there, make it a four-way. They tend to like to do that to get everybody on the card, get everybody a payday kind of thing. I think they did that last year too with the women's tag champions, if I'm not mistaken. I think they hold the titles until Mania, and it should be a fun run because you still have Indy Hartwell and Candice that you haven't really fully explored yet. Sure. You have Natalia and Tegan Knox waiting in the wings as well. Mm-hmm. Shotzi's floating around with maybe, could Scarlett come to the main roster and could she start wrestling? We don't know. That's another element to it because with Karrion Kross coming back, maybe they add that to it. I don't know. But the division is there.
Yeah, and if you wanted to, you could even do You could even look at like a Lash Legend and a Jakara Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
As far as an NXT tag team, just because I think that that's one thing that this particular new set of champs will be great about is going to all three shows, because I mean these are NXT alums. These are I'm not necessarily going to call them NXT legends per se. Like we would a Sasha Banks or a Bailey or anybody else we've seen kind of make their return here, but they had a prominent place on that card for a very long time. And I'm sure they would have no problem going in and mixing it up with some of the talents that we got there. Especially as we're starting to see Thea Hale and JC Jane start to become a bit more cohesive of a tag team unit as well. So sky's the limit.
Bring back Toxic Attraction, please.
Never say never.
That's what I would like. That's just me.
Okay. Let's talk about this promo with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre.
Oh, it was really good.
Does Seth Rollins finally feel like a standalone world champion and not just a consolation prize?
Oh, man. That is a tough question, Taco. That is a tough question. I would say, and Eric might hate this answer. I would say yes, because CM Punk is going after it. And
That's the only reason you think?
I think CM Punk validates that this is an actual world champion. While I think Drew is having a great run, and like his promo last night was fantastic, I think it was such a layered promo that we don't expect to see in wrestling a lot. Like, you can kind of see why he's going insane. Like, I had the chance to do this in front of my family, who is sick, who I never get to see, and that chance was taken away from me, and now it's driving me insane that I can't get this title. Like, it's a movie. Like, that's a layered story where you want to continue to watch and see. Like, you're seeing this guy develop into like madness, and it's weird to be talking about a wrestling promo that has that much layer to it when we've been conditioned to kind of, hey, this is way back when, but we're feuding over a jacket, or we're feuding over a shampoo commercial, or you spilled coffee on me or something. Like, this one is like a hardcore storytelling, and then Seth was able to kind of bounce it right back and go, I understand how you feel, because Becky Lynch is going through the same thing, and it's an interesting story that they're throwing out there. Drew is like hitting on all cylinders right now. I would not be upset if he won the title.
I mean, yeah, I don't think that I would either. I mean, Punk and Rollins does not necessarily need that that rub. Now, here's a message we got from guys at the Main Event Wrestling Network. Rollins' reign is picked up. Now he's got multiple challengers, fills the void. I would agree with that. I mean, it is starting to get harder to ignore the fact that Roman is not on TV every week. I don't interrupt you. I'm kidding. It's okay. But yeah, no. It is what it is. I mean, I think that when it comes to Rollins, it's much like MJF. What we're seeing it, going into World's End is all of these different guys basically kind of saying, I want my shot at the title. I mean, that's what Raw is about. It's the land of opportunity. It's I don't know. That's what sets it apart. It's a 3-hour show. They've got more talent, more time to fill. Like, why not? I mean, we still don't know what the Elimination Chamber is going to look like, and whether that's going to be a 4A title shot or a 4A championship. I mean, at this point, both are conceivable options still. So, I mean, the more challenges you line up now, the better 2024 is.
I would assume there's going to be probably 2, right? I would think. They usually do 2,
I hope so. Yeah, I'd like to see a women's chamber this year.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
look, Seth. Yes, I think his world title is validated. He's doing a great job with it. I've enjoyed the run. We got to a point, I think, a little bit, maybe like a month or so ago, where I was ready for him to lose the title. But now I'd still be okay if he lost it. But right now, I'm thoroughly enjoying the run, and I'm thoroughly enjoying him getting his shine as a world champion in the company. Especially when you have Roman kind of not not doing it, right?
Yeah.
I like that idea, Kyle. I really do. That is a book it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
Book that
reason.
idea.
There's a reason that she and Dom have been doing all the press that they have overseas over the last couple of weeks. Also, shout out to Dirty Dom signing a new 5-year deal and bringing home a new bag. Good for him.
Yeah, and then did you see that Ray put out that he signed a new deal like an hour later?
Yep. Storytelling at its
Don't,
finest.
it is. It is. Man, that I know. I don't know if I want them at Mania again, but I think I want them at Mania again.
I mean, what would be so bad about that per se if you did have to do that match?
Just because we saw it last year, I think that would be it, and because you have the Santos Escobar thing, and there's some developing stuff with Santos. Yes, I may have read some spoilers. I'm sorry, but there's some developing stuff. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna say anything. But there, that's some good things that they have moving. But I think I would want to see that finality of the feud with Ray and Santos. And Santos getting that win would be huge for him. Being able to say I beat Rey Mysterio. So I think that would be the only thing kind of holding me back, where you can hold off a Ray Dom match until maybe like a SummerSlam.
Or
I like that.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Why not?
Yes.
I mean, Bonnie.
Again,
anytime
Kyle,
you use Bonnie,
do we need to give you the pencil? What are we doing here?
I mean, I got one right here.
No, he doesn't. No, not that one.
What?
It's got taco sauce on it. We don't want that.
Not that one. You just assume that I just
okay,
eat tacos at this desk all the time?
You pulled a chicken salad taco out of your pocket one week. Yes, that is what I assume.
Talk about luck of the taco.
I don't even know what that means. Neither do you.
Okay, it's the whole thing. No, it's all right.
No, it's not. You just pulled that out of thin air. Don't.
Have we met?
No, not in person.
Just wait. Year-end awards.
Nah. Johnny will be there. I won't.
Tell him to bring Bill.
No. Tag team champions. I thought the Creeds were going to win it, man.
This could have been the night.
I really did. I really, really did.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Should it have been the night?
No, because now I want it even more.
The money's in the chase.
I think you can do it at like a Rumble or a Chamber, or if you could hold off to a Mania, I think that would be a big pop for them to win it. They had the ending where the announcers didn't really talk about it, but his shoulder was up.
It was.
And they didn't really bring attention to it, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, that gives them reason to come back, and then Ivy Nile. Woo! I mean,
yeah.
That's a feud I want to see, though. Is that between those two ladies? That is okay. Give me that. Give me a Rhea feud that I care about.
So, I would like to see this rematch at the Rumble. That could also be a lot of fun. I don't think either guy needs the rub of being in the Rumble their first year on the roster. If they're in this tag team program, continue to keep that going. I don't necessarily think that.
But do you keep Priest and Finn out of the Rumble? Or do you have them pull double duty?
I think they could do double duty. That's fine. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. I mean, because you still get that tease of Senior Money in the Bank. It's like, okay, well, it's all right. I've got another title shot in my back pocket. I'll just let everybody know that I can get double time if I really want to. See what happens. But I don't hate that idea. Very, very quickly, I know that you guys try to keep it in a time schedule. I'm still the new guy around here. So let me talk about Collision really quickly, because I know that Mr. Cincinnati watched it, gave me some notes. I don't know what you were doing on a Saturday night, dreaming about being the Miz or something. But shout outs to Andrade, because Claudio and Andrade tore the absolute house down in that Continental Classic match. Same thing with Eddie Kingston, Daniel Garcia, Bryan Danielson, Brody King. I don't know if the Continental Classic is growing on you right now, but it's definitely growing on me, because these are just great matches that we're getting. And if it were me, next year, if there was one New Year's resolution that I think that AEW should stick with, is fewer tournaments. Let this be that centerpiece tournament, that white rabbit that you're after of trying to just make something stick. I have no problem with them continuing to do the Owen Hart tournament because that's kind of basically their Susan G. Komen, their Connor's Cure. They just happen to have wrestling attached to it. Whereas WWE is more about the branding is the new philanthropy, which is an exact quote from Stephanie McMahon once upon a time. They're at least backing it up with stuff that we're seeing in the ring as well and kind of tying that into, kind of what happens here. But if they kept it at that and the Continental Classic, that's just, perfect all around for me. No notes.
Okay, yeah. For your information, I did watch Collision. So.
Okay.
Right back at you. Yeah, look, all the matches have been very good. And I don't think that was ever an issue. I don't think that was ever a concern. Like, we knew all the matches were going to be pretty good. I think the issue is have the winner go for the world title. Like, I don't need another title that they're going to defend across 3 brands. I don't care. I do not care that that's going to happen.
Maybe those are your stakes for next year.
It should be. It really should be. Same thing with it's the stakes. Like the tournaments, yes, there's a lot of tournaments. The stakes are the things that are killing all these tournaments. Because even the Owen Hart tournament, I get it. It's it's a remembrance tournament. It's paying homage to Owen, but like give a title shot out of it. Give a mid-card title shot out of it. Something. Like, give him a shot in, the casino battle royal. Give him a shot in the brass ring ladder match, whatever they call that. Like, give them something other than... You can still give them that title, which is really cool, but, like, give them something else to sink their teeth into, because do you remember who won last year's?
Ricky Starks and Willow.
That's good. I forgot Ricky Starks. I remembered Willow.
Also, shout out to her because that was an incredible tag team Texas Street Fight last night or Saturday night.
I don't interrupt you.
You're right.
See what you did there?
You're right.
See what you did there?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Hurts, doesn't it? Hurts.
Nah, we're still friends.
Yes, Willow is great. I agree. Abaddon, Thunder Rosa, Julia, and Sky Blue. You have my attention.
Yeah.
You 100% have my attention. I am very interested in this story. Yeah.
So I think we're kind of
in the same
boat there. Yeah.
Because every time there's somebody's got to vacate a champion, there's a tournament. It doesn't always have to be a tournament. Like, and yes, they've had a ton of vacated of champions, which sucks. But you don't need a tournament to do it. Just have a match.
Yeah, there's definitely easy ways to go about filling those vacancies. Hopefully they'll take that to heart next year, or let's just let's inhale some tacos, exhale negativity, and hope that there aren't too many terrible injuries next year that they don't have to do this. So we'll
they've been hit hard.
They've
been hit very hard with the injuries.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but you know what this does, and I'll make it short because I know we're cutting close on time, but it's going to force Tony Khan to go, okay, let's see what I have. Put all the cards on the table. Let's see what I have. Make some stars. You cannot rely on a Kenny Omega. You might not be able to rely on an MJF for a while. Adam Cole. You have some organic stars, some original AEW guys and gals in there. Make them important.
Yeah.
That is your goal for the next couple months, is to make give an Eddie Kingston a huge spotlight. I know he's Ring of Honor champion. Give him a huge spotlight, and I guarantee he will. I guarantee it'll be great. Like Brody King and Andrade have the 2 biggest wins, I think, out of this tournament because of how they've looked. Like those are 2 guys. Push them.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all I got.
And I think the only thing that I would kind of wrap up with is, especially with the fact that you don't know when or even if Kenny Omega is coming back to the ring. At least at this point in time, it seems like it's that serious enough. You got to do everything you can to sign Okada. Everything you can.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
But we can talk about it another time.
Absolutely, because we're going to get to preview Dynamite, so we're going to be talking a little bit more AEW in depth tomorrow. Got some men's breakout tournament matches coming for NXT tonight. I think that Keanu James and AZ Dame finally team up and get their hands on Roxanne Perez and Fallon Henley. I think. No, I don't know. It's been one of those days, buddy.
You sound great.
I sound terrible. Okay, that's
You sound great. You look great.
Thanks.
Love your new hat.
Aw, who dey? Sorry about your homies again.
Just end the show, Tully.
Anyway, all right, that's fine. I'll see you next week. It's always so good to see you. Make sure that you tell Bill hi for me. But yeah, remember to hit that QR code.
Bill doesn't live here.
Share, subscribe. Well, you at least know where he is. And then again, if you know one person that would like this podcast, just share it with them. We're trying to get to 500 followers on Twitter by the end of the year. We are 24 away. We're so close. So help us to reach that
goal.
Tell
your friends.
Yeah, we've got some great interviews coming up this week. Sammy Chaos, former Impact star Zicky Dice will be joining the show as well. We are super excited. We hope that you guys are too. This has been a lot of fun. For the podcast, Dad, I'm Taco Fatulli, and remember, your taco vibe attracts a taco tribe. This has been the Wrestling Junkies podcast, and we'll talk to you guys soon.